Let's just get the background for the sugya. So we're starting a sugya on opening containers in Shabbos. Okay, it's the Gemara, Mishnah, and Gemara, and Kofman, Vav, and Beis. So you got to understand the topics this covers. Okay, it covers a wide range of practical topics, which includes opening up that bottle over there. Okay, the bottle of soda. It includes opening up a bag of potato chips, whether you can do that or not in Shabbos. That's one category. Another category is opening up a can. And there's two kinds of cans. One of the types of cans that have the pop top on them. Actually, three kinds of cans. One is pop top, where the whole top comes off. It's made to come off. Yeah. You have like a Coke bottle, a Coke can, where the top doesn't come off, but there's some sort of sealed hole, for lack of a better term. And you flip the thing in, and then you have like hermetically sealed cans, like let's say like baby formula, which I guess, or a can of corn, or peas, whatever, canned vegetables. They're made as an entity. They're like one unit. Okay.
You need a can opener to open them or not?
You need a can opener to open them.
What about the ones that you don't need a can opener?
That's what I'm talking. That's the pop top. That's pop top.
That'll probably be a problem, right?
What?
That'll probably.
I don't know what the problem is. We don't know yet. It's too early to discuss what might be a problem. So those are the different categories. I think those are basically it. Yeah, like Entenmann boxes, also similar to potato chip bags. Can you open an Entenmann box? You know, like those.
I haven't had one of those in a while.
Right.
Like cereal box?
Cereal box. Okay, well, the cereal box is tricky because there's two issues with cereal box. One is the box, and one is the bag.
Tissue boxes.
The box really isn't the problem so much as the bag. What?
Tissue boxes.
You'll see as we get into it. What? Tissue boxes. Okay, we'll see about that. Juice boxes that have a little hole for them. All those things all fit underneath this sugya. What's amazing about this is that you got to go. It's about a blot of Gemara to do, but in different cases we're going to go through. Then you're going to see there's one machlokas Tosos and the regular way of reading the Gemara, and then based on just that, you can start seeing how different positions among the Achronim emerges. Yeah, let's get our terminology straight. A kli does not mean a bottle. Okay, all right. A kli is not limited to a bottle. For instance, that's a kli.
A functional vessel.
Right, that's a kli.
What, the thing behind me?
Yeah, it's a kli. Right. Why is it a kli? That's also a kli.
Okay, but the vessel is defined as closed.
That's also could be a kli.
Kli is closed.
But what gives what in general? What you'll see, this is an important thing. What makes a kli to some extent?
Function has
Right. Okay. Function. Function's the key. Is the key word here.
How is this two?
But what we're worried about here is we're worried about kalim that do what? How is that similar than that?
Contain something.
Or store something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Last thing is what's the malacha here before we look at the Mishnah? Makav patish.
Yeah.
No, just makav patish.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No.
What?
Isn't the typing clean?
That's makav patish.
That's
what you're doing. Makav patish is the right. Well, what is it? It's another one of those. It's a very the final step, right? I love that. That gives it a certain vagueness. It's a final step, and if it's the final step in, let's use this case here. If it's the final step in this, okay. So then, what are we saying then?
That's not correct
There
at
are
all.
previous steps.
Use your imagination.
There are previous steps.
What? Right. In other words, meaning that this, but going into the picture, right? You have all the elements of a kli except for the shem kli, right? You have all the necessary ingredients for a vessel are there except for the chalo shem kli.
With not a kli yet?
What? It's a vessel. The question is, defines a kli.
No,
Is it?
It's a new kli.
Is it? Okay, so we'll discuss that. It's not so pashut. We'll see. Not only that, the other thing is, and now why would it be why is it not a problem to go ahead and let's say poke a hole in the kli?
Because you're destroying it?
Yeah, so it's mekalkel. Right. Okay, so now before we even look, mekalkel is derabanan.
Nothing.
I don't remember.
No, it's just
Hey, so what? So, but you have to understand the convergence of the issues here. What are the two issues? I assume you've already prepared. So, what are the two issues? Forget the Gemara. I'm just saying. Why is this? Okay, so you have. Let's take this. Okay. All right. So now, what am I doing?
Making it.
So imagine I want to get to the stuff. I want what's in there. Okay. So what do I do? What I do? Imagine this is sealed. So in order to get what I want in there, what do I have to do?
Is it one entity or two entities?
It's one entity.
Oh, you have to make it.
What do I have to do? What do I have to do to get the stuff inside? I have to make a hole. Now the question is, you've got two things that emerge from that one
Is
action.
it considered a kli before you make a hole?
No. If it was, then
got a magufa.
what? Well, forget the maguf. Let's just pretend this is sealed for a second. Let's use that case, okay? This is sealed. So think about it. I'm just using the abstract case, okay? Like the case that the Mishnah never actually brings in. But you have to keep in mind in order to understand what the issue is here. If this thing is sealed, and I poke a hole in it. What is that action?
You're making a kli
Okay, that's one way to look at it. Now, why are you making a kli if I poke a hole in it?
to get inside.
No.
Yeah, can we define
Yeah.
It's making. Hold on.
Maka patish, what are you doing?
I'm changing.
You're already giving like some type of fire, but what are you doing? You're doing what?
I'm taking one kli and turning it
Gaining
into
creating access.
Which does what to the clay?
It changes the
Right,
shape.
make it
Well,
clear.
well, okay, no, right. No, in Shabbos, in order to give it the shame kli, what feature must be expressed? What access is the misa. What does that mean now, as far as you're concerned?
Function.
It's a functional kli, right? If it's sealed, how could it be a functional kli as far as you're concerned?
I didn't know it'd be as far as you're concerned.
What?
I didn't know it'd be
No, I
as
mean, at
far
one
as.
point in time, this was a kli.
Functional storage vessel. If it's sealed, it's not functionally stored. But on the other hand, there's another. But okay, fine, great. So we're the machmir side.
Wait, so is
But the other
it
hand,
a functional cleat or just
no, it's a kli, but I give it its function by opening it.
No,
Now it's functional.
You say a cleat is only a functional vessel.
Halacha registered as that.
So
It's
if
when it's
not
functional.
It is a cleat.
You're correct.
Right.
Right, but that doesn't. But it doesn't register in halacha as a kli. Makav patish means that I'm doing the last action, and through that now I had the isser.
Okay.
So therefore, what does that mean before? And it's a vessel, not a kli. You understand? Like the abstract kli comes in once I open it. But what's the other thing that emerges from it, though? Hold on. What's the other thing, though? You guys are going the machmir way, but at the same time, if I'm opening it, what am I demonstrating?
Destroying a kli.
No. Well, okay, fine. Let's say you see that destroying the clay. But what do you mean? How am I destroying the clay? Because what do I want? I want what's inside. So in my action, it's true that my action, in a sense, is producing the kli, because now what is this thing functioning as? It's storing stuff, right? But what if I want all the things that are inside? So let's use a potato
But it
bag.
can later store stuff.
Oh, okay. So let's say so now you already can figure out how do you get out a lot of these problems in general.
Completely destroyed.
You destroy the clay. In other words, if you're that everyone holds is okay. Let's use a potato chip bag. Forget the issue of the material. Potato chip bag. Take a knife, slice through it. Right. So what have I now done? Well, right. I've destroyed the clay. But what I've certainly done, that action is clearly one that indicates that I want the stuff that's
Put it
inside.
completely empty.
All right. Show Adam Chavis. Okay. Okay. So immediately right off the bat, what does the Mishnah tell us? What's Show Adam Chavis? Rashi.
He breaks a hole in the kli.
Rashi. The barrel is
Maleh grogeres
b'sakin or b'sayef.
Besides.
Lechol min grogeres.
Grogeres. The in
The aim b'mekakel shum iser b'Shabbos. So mekakel is not iser b'Shabbos. Okay. Now, what does it mean uvavach? Now, here's a key thing. What does it literally mean to say uvavach lo yiskav in lasos clay?
that he should think. He should have provided that he's not.
Okay. Now, of course, we have a big problem. See, you got to appreciate what Rashi does. Okay. Rashi's filling in a huge Rashi's filling in a big gap. How do you know what his kavanah is? You don't ask the guy beforehand what your intention is, but Rashi already gave away in his explanation. Of course, you all noticed it, because what does Rashi say? What are you using to open up the clay?
A knife.
Or a sword. Sayef's sword. Why is that? What's Rashi indicating? Next Rashi, right? Okay, so what happened? How do you know what his kavanah is? Because if you use a sword to open up a barrel, what is that indicating?
He wants a nice hole.
What? No.
I
He
don't
wants
care.
the one.
What?
He wants
If I want, he wants what's inside. Well, we're using the barrel fig case, but he wants what's inside. He wants the figs. In other words, if you're going to open up a barrel and you wanted the kli, what would you make sure you would do?
Maintain cleanness,
Well, and how's that expressed?
not destroying.
Right, but you're not destroying the kli.
You're not using a knife to.
Not
You're
destroying.
making it. What destroy? How? It's in what?
Don't
in
take a sword to it. I don't
in the opening. In other words, when I'm opening it, what do I want? I want like a nice. Think of a can opener.
Resealable.
A nice, right? Nice. Well, no. Fine. Even resealable.
Workable hole.
No, you're right. Fine, because you want something that's nice and perfectly round, so I can put like a cork into it, right? Remember back then, right? But if I take a sword and I start cutting around, what's going to happen?
It's
It's going to be jagged. Okay. So what? Okay. Immediately, what do you have to? Before you even get to the rest of the Mishnah, what do you already see? You can already have like some working definition here. What does this indicate?
What's the difference?
So what's the first thing you see from this immediately? Okay. What's Rashi telling you? Rashi's telling you that the guy uses a sword to open up the kli. All right. It's clear from his action that he's not interested in what? In making a kli.
Reusable.
Rather he's trying to get the stuff inside. Well, 1 second. But the kli could be reused. Okay. And notice, is the guy dumping out all the grogers?
No.
No. I don't know if he is. He could take one. Right? But his action. Okay. So what is that already telling us?
Something weird.
His
Saying
das
that,
is his das is the comeback.
His das is
The comeback.
well, if he uses a sword.
No.
Well, don't we
Sorry,
don't worry so much about his das. So if he uses a sword, what has he done? Right? He's now
destroy the clay.
he hasn't destroyed it. You keep saying that.
I know, I don't get how.
Easy.
Because you could still...
Make it jagged, it's over.
Prove to me why he hasn't destroyed the clay.
By the sword case?
By the fig case. The sword, use sword on the figs, on the fig
If you
barrel.
open it from the
Figs?
top,
Oh, fuck,
Yeah.
sorry.
Even wine. Why is it not destroyed the clay?
So use
if
it.
you open
Also,
it from
wouldn't
the
say as long as you don't have intention to destroy the clay if you had destroyed the clay.
No, if you open
You can still use it.
Right, still use it. Let me ask you a question. Sorry.
No, I'm sure.
I opened up the
sure
clay.
you could, but how?
Simple. Okay. Wow, I'm really hungry, right? I open up the barrel of figs, okay, with my sword. I take out one fig. You know what? I'm pretty full right now, and there's about 1 million figs left in there. Well, guess what? And I walk away. And tomorrow, are those figs still going to be there?
Fine, I said
Yes.
fine, but we're on wine. It's going to leak.
no, it's not.
Why is it
You
going to
open
leak?
From the top.
You open it from the top.
If you make
How
it
do you
jagged,
think?
Yeah, I open it. Let's say the wine barrel's half filled, and I open it up here. Which we'll get to that case later. But I open up here, so I took a little wine and let the rest in there.
that's actually
The Mishnah doesn't
you go
say-
like this, and then you go like this.
The Mishnah doesn't say I have to remove the contents. Got to be careful. The Mishnah is saying the action of opening it up with a sword is one that's defined as not making a kli, right? Even though, factually speaking, I have a functional kli here. You understand? That's what makes this sugya so fascinating in my mind, because you have this convergence of one action. We can't get too much into das here, but one action where there's no question the result of the action produces a functional kli, but at the same time.
Obvious science.
Next case.
Ve'eno kvin migufa shel chavit,
Okay, so you can't poke a hole through what's the magufa?
the yon court.
Okay, so it's like, can I have the picture, please? So it's called the bung, which is that thing on the top, the stopper. Okay, the stopper. Come on. Okay. Now, one thing when I gave this over to Baal Batam, one thing I told him is it might be easier for you to picture is like a wine bottle with a cork. Okay. I'm not saying the halacha works that way. I'm saying it could be easier to picture that
So
way.
would it be an issue to put a wine, to use a wine opener to go all the way through the cork?
We'll get to that. That's the case in the Gemara. Okay. All right. That's called corner of Yehuda. But the Chachamim say matirin.
Material. Below you kaven a mitzad.
Now we don't know what that means yet. So you can't poke a hole from the side. Okay.
Aitan kuva lo yitain aleha.
No, forget that. Okay. So look at Rashi. Ein nokvin megufa. All right. So what's megufa? Hadavuka bepeh chavis lasos nekev. Now let's look at that very carefully. Okay. Again, what's Rashi telling you? This stopper, right, is glued, not really glued, but I'm saying what do you have in the barrel? You have a barrel, and then what do you make in it first? Not Shabbos. It's during the week. A wine barrel.
Yeah.
You make a hole. Then what do?
You put a thing in it.
You put a stopper in it. Okay? It's very simple, right? Okay. So now what does the guy want to do? The guy wants to take, let's say, a pin and go through the stopper. Okay? We don't care why. We don't know. So, are you trying to define it?
What?
You sound like you're trying to define it.
I'm just trying to make sure it's story works.
But we haven't went out to that yet. We haven't read that yet. So we'll do Rav Sheshes first. Yeah, so what does the Rashi say? So Rashi says, Elonotos kula, right? Aval kinokev la misaken pischa, right? So, but he could just take out the whole thing. But the question's going to come up is if he pokes a hole through the top of it, right? Is that tikkun or not? Okay, which we'll get to. Okay? All right.
Wrong.
Start from Rav Sheshes. Okay?
Where is the?
Boom, it's on Boom in Rav Sheshes.
Bowen Rav Sheshes Mahu lemi pures chavit
Chavisa.
chavita bepurteya
B'Shabasa. Okay, so now Gemara's a funny case. What's that case? Nu, what's the guy doing here?
That one, a hole.
And he takes his. So what? Okay, so what's the case? The case is, what do I use? So I use a spear to do what?
Make a hole.
To make a hole. Rashi says B'Bortaya B'Romach. Where's Romach from, by the way? L'tochvo b'dofnei linkov. So the guy wants to go through the walls, right, with a spear. Okay. Of course, now immediately, what question should you ask?
One at the top.
Oh, okay, better than that. Why would this be different than the case in the Mishnah? What's the difference here? What's changed?
It's no longer. It could not,
Well, you got to be careful. What's changed? That's not the Romach, right? Because Romach's no different than
It's the
a sword.
It's the one.
So it's the side, right? Right? Okay. So what does the Gemara say?
Ticha k'mehave be'isur.
Oh, okay. So that's just great Gemara. Okay, and these are always the best ones to define. Because the problem is like this: the Gemara is going to give you two equally logical possibilities, and then for whatever reason why, choose one. But it doesn't tell you the reason why it chooses one. Okay, you just have to go with it. So what are the two logical possibilities? So either you can tell me that it's usher. Why? So when the guy takes a spear and goes to the side, what's he doing? The piskal kemekaven. He wants to make an opening, and therefore it's usher. Oh, dilma ayin yafa kemekaven b'shari. What's ayin yafa?
A nice hole.
A nice hole. Why is it a nice? What do you mean a nice hole? But it's not a nice hole. The hole's not a nice hole. How could the hole be a nice hole? It's jagged.
So it gets more wine out.
Okay, so it's gonna be an improvement over the normative way of getting the wine out of the barrel. Rashi says, he says, so to increase the flow of wine through making a large hole. So there's two possibilities, right? Either you're going to tell me that and this is what you have to define. This is the first thing to define, okay? If a guy goes to the side, all right. So is it that his intention? Is it because he's going to the side? So now we say it's he's making a kli, or do we say no? That really it's l'ein yafeh, and therefore it's considered mutar, right? So how do you define the two? But you have to have one working idea before you define them, which is what? No. What's the working? Or it's the normative case. What's the issue with the normative case? You understand? The normative case is what?
You make a nice neat hole.
That's fine. You make a nice, neat hole. No, but that would be a problem, right? That's a problem of if the barrel's sealed and I make a nice, neat hole. What have I done? I made a kli, right? But remember, in this case here, what's in the kli? Pre-existing. No, what's in it already? What's in it?
Wine. Stuff.
There's some way to get the wine out. That's the key thing to understand in the case, right? Because otherwise, that's why he says laharchiv, meaning that. Well, okay, I don't want to give anything away, but I'm saying that's a key thing to remember. There is a way to get the wine out. Okay. Okay. So say it again. So in the case in the Mishnah, in the case of shover chavis, again, in the case of shover chavis, it's a sealed barrel, and I'm taking a sword and bashing it open, and I'm making a jagged opening, right? And so the Mishnah says, without question, there's no havamina there. Without question, what have I now done? I've done an action that demonstrates I want the stuff inside. Okay, why? Because that hole's kind of jagged, and it's clear that if I wanted it for a kli, I'd put effort into making a nice, perfect hole. Okay.
Right, there's only one option how to get it out. I'm saying there's no avenue to get it out. Therefore, your first move, if it was to make a hole, would have been to.
So now now that's a good step. And let's go even further than that. If I take a sword, if I take a sword, okay, and I go ahead and I make that hole, okay. What is that? What is halach now telling me? What are you saying? So let's take it further. So when a guy takes a sword and he cuts a hole in the barrel, right? So what are we now saying?
We're saying automatically he's trying to get those wine. So
Okay.
There's no other way for him to get those wine.
Okay, which makes the opening.
I don't get that line. I don't get that line.
Okay, imagine for a second this is sealed.
There are only two options here, right? There are only two options. He was.
The way to get the stuff out, I had to make an opening in it.
He has to make an opening, but now to determine whether it's an opening for that or that, it's nice or not.
Right. So now, what does that opening become?
Makako.
No. That's what the Maisa. What's it defined as now? What?
Good question.
In Yafa.
What?
In Yafa?
No. Forget Inyaf for a second. But we know one thing. This is the key word here, right? The opening. Okay. Fine. Now let's look at the second case. You'll see where I'm going with this. Okay. What I keep saying about the second case. The second case, you already have a hole there. Right. And now what am I doing? I'm adding another hole from the side. Okay.
So I guess that's what I said before. I just need to find a difference from the first case. It's because here there already is another opening. So now we're not really sure what this new opening is for. It could be even l'chachila just to make a kli, because if you're just trying to get the wine, there is already an available option.
Okay, good. So that's one side, or the side that holds that. Good. Okay, so you got to understand the step the Gemara is making now. The Gemara is saying is that fine. We have no problem saying that a guy is allowed to make an opening in a sealed vessel as long as he does it in a
disorderly fashion.
Right, in a manner where the nature of the action indicates clearly that he wants stuff inside. And how do you do that? By making a very poor hole. Okay, it's clear he doesn't want the kli to function as a storage kli. He wants stuff inside, right? But if there's already a way to get the stuff out, okay, now he comes along and makes another hole. Now the Gemara says there's two logical possibilities. Okay, one possibility is he's making a kli. Why? Avi, why? Why would you go that way?
Why would he be making a kli? Because he already has a way to get the wine.
Oh, right. So, okay. So he has a way of getting the stuff out already, right? So if he already has a way of getting the stuff out, if he's making another opening, it is another opening. In other words, he's making an opening now. Because there already exists an opening to get the stuff out. So there already exists. If an opening already exists, what's Allah saying? What's his intention? It can't be it's not to access anymore. Right? When I say it's not to access anymore, wait. What do I mean it's not to access anymore? What I mean is that it's not to. There's one word I'm looking for.
It's not
Gain.
In order, okay, let's go back.
It's not to it's not to make the previous hole bigger.
Is that okay? Therefore, what? Well, we know one thing. What's the Gemara saying? See, the very fact that there's two logical possibilities shows you that the Gemara is
Confused.
Is what?
Confused.
Confused. No, it's a good word to use. Why? Because like this. Think about it. If I'm making another hole, okay, there's two ways I look at making another hole. Okay, one way I could say is that by making another hole, now my action can't be defined as exclusive to getting the stuff out of the barrel. Because if it was exclusive, right? How can it not be exclusive in the second case? There's already a hole. So even if I say to myself, I want the stuff inside, the problem is by circumventing the existing hole, you can't tell me that my action is exclusive for obtaining the stuff that's inside the barrel. Do you understand? So the lack of exclusivity means that what? He's trying to make a clay. Meaning that, why is Shober Chavis mutter? Because when I do the action, it's not just that I'm doing an action that indicates that I want the stuff inside. When I do the action, there's one word you have to add to that. That action is exclusive for getting the stuff inside. Because by making an opening, now I'm getting stuff inside. But there's already a way to get the stuff inside. You can't tell me that my action is exclusive to getting things inside. You understand? Well, what would the other way say? What's the other way?
You say the other way. You say, just because I made a new hole, there already is a hole. So clearly, it's not just about creating a hole in the barrel. There's already a hole.
Oh, right. So because what's he really doing? You're right. What does Rashi say? Rashi says, what are you doing when I make that second hole?
No.
You got to think conceptually for a second. Like, what does Rashi say? Laharchiv, right? Laharchiv motza yav.
You can just argue that it's just extending the previous hole's use.
Right. No. Right. Exactly. In other words, no. Is that what you're going to say? Good job, man. So, you want a cracker? No. Okay. So what are you doing? So you're right. You are. No, you won't. You are modifying. You're modifying the whole, but not physically modifying it. Conceptually modifying it, because you're saying now I'm improving the already existing access. There's already one way to get the stuff out. I'm improving it. Right? So you could argue that. So that's why there's two logical possibilities. Is the action going from the side, is it defined as really making it clear? Because now you can't say my action is exclusive to trying to get the stuff inside. Or do you say no? That really when I make that second hole, it's a second hole. In other words, I'm taking the existing hole, I'm saying I have a better way to get the wine out. I'm improving the removal of wine from the entity. So now, what is the Gemara's answer? And this is what I want you guys to think about for next time. All right, what's the Gemara's answer? The Gemara says, I'll tell you what it is. No. The Gemara says, I'll tell you what it is. It's Amalei lepisla chamachavim aser. So what's the Gemara's conclusion?
Wait, according to you,
the Gemara says, okay, so lepisla chamachavim aser, meaning that his action can't be defined as exclusive. That's the key point. It can't be defined as exclusive. Okay? So the Gemara says, Meisvei.
Rosh Hashanah
Omer.
Mavia Adam Chavit Shal Yain. Umatian Meitis Rosh Shabbos
the Sayef. Okay, so it's perfectly mutter for you to meet a wheel barrel in. Okay, I think it's a little more. It's better with this using the spout as the example, but it doesn't matter. You can use the maguf also. But the point is, I wheel a barrel in. What do? I take my sword and I cut. This is the best example. Okay, I take my sword and what do I cut?
Top
here.
What do you mean? Like the whole entire.
The whole thing, yeah. Well, the whole entire. We don't know if it's the top. You're already starting to define it, but I'm saying this part.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's clearly mutter.
Completely across.
Right. With what? What did I use?
A
sword. Right. So I use a sword and I cut off this. Okay. And we see that's mutter. So the Gemara says hasam. So that's the kasha. Why is this mutter, but this aser? Okay.
But you're not making a hole better.
Don't answer it. Let's see what the Gemara says. Hasam v'adel ayin yafe kemchaven. So here, if I take a sword and I cut this off, what's clear? There's one question. What am I doing?
Making a wider hole.
Making a wider hole. Ayin yafe. Okay, improving it. Right. Whereas Hacha im isa delain yafe kimechavein lebsuche miftach. No, but 1 second. But in the case by going from the side, if he truly wanted to make a better hole, what should he do?
Just make it better on top.
Nah. Well, he just Well, Rashi says right. He told me gufta. Just take it out from the freaking top. In other words, like this. In other words, if you're telling me I have a cap right here, okay, and let's say I have a small knife, all right, and I want now. If you're telling me it's what do you call it? If his intention is really ein yafeh, so why would he ever go in from the side? What should he just do? Open this up. All right, this is the way of getting the stuff out. So what's
His intention is to what then?
If his intention is really to improve the flow of the wine, to have a better opening of the wine, well, if you already have a pre-existing opening here, why just take this top off? Why start messing with this?
Maybe it's
I have a cap here. This thing, where the wine's made to?
So obviously, it's like a bad question already. Like, it's stupid.
So what's he saying?